What's good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Nike Kobe 8 Protro in the Venice colorway. Alright, so this is just an initial thoughts on the Kobe 8 Protro. Now I did play in the Kobe 8 and the Kobe 8 Elite back in the day. I love them on court, fantastic performers in my opinion, and I'm very interested to see how these perform on court. But starting with the Kobe 8 Protro outsole, as you can see this pair here, the Venice colorway, does have a translucent outsole. Now on the medial side right here, it does have a herringbone traction pattern, and then you kind of have this triangular pattern right here on the lateral side, and then it kind of swoops down to the medial and then vice versa, with that herringbone traction pattern right at the heel. And how I remember the traction pattern performing was very nice back in the day. I am very much interested to see how these perform here in 2024, but I do remember them performing great back in the day. Now, as far as the cushioning goes on the Protro, you are kind of getting a very dense EVA foam wrapping around the shoe right here, and then you actually do get a drop-in midsole. Now I believe the originals had a Lunarlon drop-in midsole. Now the Protro does have a React drop-in midsole, which to me is kind of a bummer because I would have preferred full-length Zoom directly under this drop-in midsole, kind of like the GT Cuts had, whether it was Zoom Strobel or attached to the actual drop-in midsole, just like it was back in the day with the Kobe 8 Elite. But we didn't get either of those. We did get a drop-in midsole that is a React foam. It is a little bit more thick in the heel, and it does taper out to be very thin in the forefoot. And then you do kind of have this rubber bumper right here. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a lateral support wing, but you do have a bit of a different material right here on the lateral side. So overall, I think it is an upgrade, but it's very minor at that with this drop-in midsole. I did try them on. You do get some decent impact protection at the back of the shoe, but it's just so thin. I do think if you're a bigger player, I'm not sure if you're going to want to play in the Kobe 8 Protro because this is just such a low to the ground cushioning setup here on the Kobe 8 Protros. As far as the upper on these guys right here, they do have that engineered mesh just like the originals had, as you can see running throughout. It is a pretty free-flowing mesh. I do remember them being very breathable as well. So the swoosh right here is 3M. The logo at the back of the shoe is also 3M. So definitely some really good hits as far as this model right here. At the top of the tongue, you do have his logo. And one thing to mention on the all white colorway, the tongue was a lot thicker. On this one right here, it is paper thin, just like the originals were. So they did give you a bit of a variety as far as the all white pair to this, as far as the materials. These have yellow laces with little orange kind of spots running throughout. Obviously the Venice Beach colorway is very bright. I love this colorway. I always wanted it back in the day. I was never able to grab it. And then here in 2024, we were finally blessed with them on April 13th. As far as the support goes on this shoe right here, at the back of the shoe, you do have this TPU heel clip right here. It offers great lockdown and support at the back of the Kobe 8. Moving your way down from that, you do have this EVA material that does wrap up just a little bit here on the lateral side. And then coupled with that drop-in midsole right here, again, really nothing special, but you do have this rubberized kind of material right here. I'm assuming that's to help with support. I'm not sure it's going to do much of anything, but obviously this little wing right here should do a pretty decent job. And then you do have fuse kind of running throughout and at the toe box for some extra support and durability right here. And then at the bottom of the shoe, you have a pretty wide and stable base, and then a glass-based carbon fiber shank plate, which offers fantastic torsional rigidity. So all things considered, this is a very supportive low top basketball shoe. I really enjoyed my time in them back in the day, and I'm very interested to see how they perform here in 2024. Another cool thing about the Kobe 8s, as you can see right here, it says KB24, kind of perforated here near the end of the tongue. This material right here in gray is kind of like a synthetic nubuck material, so really nothing special as far as the materials go, but I think they are great as far as performance on the basketball court. So again, mesh, some synthetic nubuck, and then some fuse rend around the toe box right here with some 3M hits throughout. Now, as far as the weight goes for the Kobe 8 Protro, again, this is a US size 11, and these come in at 13.25 ounces, so definitely heavier than the OGs. I remember the drop in midsole being very, very lightweight. In these, they're a bit heavier with that React drop in midsole. And as far as the fit on these guys, they are very narrow. I remember back in the day when I did play in these, I had a size 10.5, and my toe was like slamming up at the end of the shoe, and they're just an overall very narrow basketball shoe. So if you are a wide footer, I would recommend going up half a size. For me, I like to wear double socks sometimes and just thicker elite socks. So I went up half a size to a size 11 from my standard size 10.5, and they are very nice and form fitting. I have a little bit less than a thumb's width at the end of the shoe. My toe is seated right about here, so time will tell on how they break in as far as performance and the fit goes, but so far so good. Now, one topic is, are these worth the resale price? Prior to Kobe Bryant's unfortunate passing, basically all his Protros were sitting on shelves for like 20 and 30% off. Now, back in the day, I played in Kobe's basically from like 2001 with his Adidas shoes all the way throughout high school and after high school, and I just loved his line because they were very performance driven. Now, I picked up these for like 375 Canadian, about 300 American dollars. Now, I was not happy to have to pay for that, but I did want to get an on-court performance review out for you guys, at least on one of the colorways of the Protro 8. Now, I don't think they're worth that price tag. Obviously, if they did upgrade more within this shoe with like full length zoom, I do think it would be a better bang for your buck. But even at like the $190 USD retail price, I think that's a very hefty price for this basketball shoe here. But sound off in the comments if you guys have played in the Kobe 8 Protro, what you guys think of it and how it performs here in 2024. So another thing about this shoe is it has a lot of padding at the back near the Achilles, so it's very comfortable and sculpted around the back of the shoe right here. So just wanted to drop a quick first impressions video on this model right here. Definitely looking forward to getting them on court. I have played a ton in the Kobe 6 Protro, and that is a fantastic shoe. Probably one of my favorite Kobe shoes of all time. I do remember the 8s being an awesome performer back in the day, but we'll see how they perform here. And as far as what these upgrades have done for the performance aspects of this shoe, but sound off in the comments if you guys scoop these up and if you've played in them so far. So that's going to do it for today's quick review on the Kobe 8 Protro in the Venice Beach colorway. A gorgeous looking shoe. I really love those turquoise hits and kind of the multicolored upper right here. Sound off in the comments what you guys think of this model right here. But as always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.